Hello once again, YouTube.
Welcome back to The Domain. It's been a while since Mega Dad has been in the studio. Good to have you here. And today, this has been sent to our doorstep, the Creality Falcon 2 Pro. This is a laser engraver and cutting machine. And stick to the end, we're gonna make some Halo Mega Bloks style merchandise.
Today we're going to be reviewing the 22-watt version.
Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this massive sheet. This is the main guard.
This is what's in the box. Just extraction hose.
Hopefully the aim is to eventually engrave on Mega Bloks itself. Huge piece.
We've never done this before. 4 of them. Put it into track 1. The door
Oh wow.
can slide over
Oh
the
wow.
fixed
Look at that.
cover. The bottom tray simply slides into the main body of the thing. The laser slots into this component here. Fill the bed up with these slats. We fitted the side panels. Push this clip over the hose.
We realised that after we've set up the machine, which you did a great job on, we have no idea how to actually work this software. So without further ado, let's switch on the machine and see what happens. That is a calibrated sheet of paper, boys. So all we're gonna do, just to test, just drop a Halo logo in. Mega Bloks Fan Club.
Burn it.
For a first ever attempt, I am gonna be happy with that. The camera calibration was very difficult, but this has actually been very straightforward once we start printing. Whoa! It's done! The Mega Bloks Fan Club, eh?
It's lovely cutting.
Yeah, that is actually lovely, isn't it? Now that is literally just from inserting a JPEG. The next logical step is inserting a Mega Bloks picture.
It's cut it really neatly.
Comment down below, Halo Mega Bloks Fan Club, make sure to include the Z, and I'll draw one of you to win the very first print. I mean, you'll be the first member. Admit only one to the Mega Bloks Fan Club. That is some serious stuff. By the end of today, I want to have created like an assortment of fun little keychains or magnets or something, and I want to engrave my first ever piece of Mega Bloks, because that's what we're here for, then we're talking. I'm a little more confident in this one because it's got so much white, so much Arctic scenery that it might turn out a little bit better. What on earth? That is nuts, dude. What the heck? Throughout human history, philosophers have debated what is art? What makes a piece of art? I would say this is true art. I mean, look at this thing. It's not perfect by any means. I mean, there's some like long lines that have been missed, but in general, it's there. Like, if we compare that to our first attempt, where we didn't really get the colors right, and then the second just with a bit of tweaking, that's crazy. Like, I'm in love with this thing. So let's see what else we can make. Welcome back, everybody. That's about a week of laser engraving, and boy, we've learnt a lot. We came in with basically zero experience, and although the software was a little hard to get our heads around at first, the accelerated path of progression was pretty intense once we got going. One last thank you to Crealty for sending us the Falcon 2 laser engraver. This is by far the coolest thing I've ever received for free. So let's go top down and check these designs out. The first thing we were able to build was this Halo Mega Bloks fan club, and there was a pretty obvious mistake from the get-go.
You have to have little pieces to hold the middle of the bee in, but it was so impressive the way that cut is so sharp and isn't burnt.
Particularly when I create something and then go back in and add something else and it is just razor sharp. Our second attempt was this Master Chief. This was just me feeding in a basic image, and the immediate thing I realized was that you can't put in a dark image, right? It just creates too much.
Congested,
The thing I never really imagined when I first got this engraver was the level of depth to each of the images, because the white is where it's barely been burnt, the darker is where it's been burnt a lot, so it creates this 3D effect. It's really nice to run your fingers around.
The Halo lettering is quite faint. That's because we had it on quite a fast, low-powered burn. Longer cut, higher power, it'll cut right through the wood.
The same can be said for this second image that we tried. I mean, we got it better with the brightness for sure, but the laser was passing too fast still and left some long marks that it just didn't quite catch. And the other thing we learnt when we made these ODST discs is that you have to create a second pass of the cutting laser. It goes around twice, and that ensures that everything gets cut out because we were left with a lot of harsh edges. This is all before we've added a finish to it, I think. What's your recommendation?
I like Danish oil, which gives the wood a nice feel. But the thing with Danish oil is you apply it, you leave it 10 minutes, and then you have to clean it off. And I don't know how successful that would be in these pieces here.
It was an easy flip over to just engrave it with the Domains Halo Marketplace. Like, it's so easy to do. This is a much more intense laser than these ODST discs. It's just so easy to replicate, to create a nice grid and just mark them all out, and then you just walk away.
The laser itself has a fire detection system built in, so if the laser sets fire to the wood, it automatically cuts out. I think that's a very useful safety feature.
Yeah, and it's the same with the bed as well. When the laser is being used and you try and open the main door, it just turns off the whole system. And this is what I challenged myself with. These are beautiful. Like, I was so happy with how these turned out, and again, with like so little work. All I did was create the basic circles. I made an inner circle as well, and then I imposed the Office of Naval Intelligence logo, just a basic PNG, and then just added this text using the software Lightburn. So easy and really beautiful. Like, even these individual score marks here, great to run your nail across, super satisfying. And again, like, it took a few hours to learn, and then I'm already producing this, right? Like, with a 3D printer, it takes a lot of trial and error, I feel, but with this, it was straight to it, and we've already made something that, like, I'm quite proud to like varnish and then sell on my store as like an actual coaster that you can help support the Mega Archive with. They didn't turn out like 100%, but they were more a proof of concept. These are Halo Hero Series 1 collectible discs. The image, I think there's a lot that I can learn and make that better, but this is every single character from the original series of Halo Heroes Series 1. These basic Spartans, they didn't turn out as well, but this was just a basic example, like a basic experiment with concentric circles and little geometric patterns. This was literally just me adding in the different shapes. It was really intuitive to get them at the right angle and integrate them nicely. I did different degrees of power for the different scoring lines, and then I cut out these triangles after I'd finished the entire piece.
You went back and cut them afterwards?
Went back and cut them out, to such a level of accuracy. And then these are literal PNGs that I added in for ODST, for UNSC. I've got one for Fireteam Majestic, one for Fireteam Osiris, and they were so easy to just pop in. I knew that these images were a little too complex, so I wanted to try something different with a silhouette.
That's much better.
Yeah, and it came out nicely. This was my first attempt. I was like, you know what? They're pretty cool. Maybe I can do a little bit more. And I added these service numbers after the entire build was done. After all the cutting was done, I added these numbers afterwards, and they added them with pinpoint precision. Beyond impressed with this. I just picked it up out of nowhere, zero experience, and already, like, give me a few days of work and I'm producing something that I'm really quite proud of. So more than anything, thanks to you, Mega Dad, for tuning in once again,
Thanks, son.
helping
Really
me
enjoyed
out.
that.
Yeah, and really the sky's the limit for what we can achieve here. The fact that I can engrave bricks now, I'm going to try on a larger scale.
The only problem we've got now, Simon, well, you don't want to get rid of this now. The idea was that you'd do the review and then sell it, but now you want to keep it.
I know. I mean, so do you in some ways. There's a lot of
do,
potential to this thing.
There
I feel
is.
like it's going to come in at some point in my endeavors in the future. It's going to be really useful to have, but it's a massive machine. I know this house is already overflowing with Mega Bloks. It's just so much better to use for us than a 3D printer because like I'm not just going to print other people's files and I can't really, I don't have the expertise to print my own or design my own. But you really are very tolerant of my endeavors. So thanks again to Creality for sending us this.
Yes,
and
we
we'll
really
see.
enjoyed that.
Absolutely, and we'll see you next time. Signing off.